And so those are the guys that I leaned on when I first started rapping to create who I was.
All right, it's your boy Mark Russ here.
This is Elise, and we're with Let's Go Media here at JD's listening party.
We busy all the time, so we got to do things on the fly.
Yeah, this is the intro, the D.O.C, the legend, the pen. He gave us a lot of jewels in this interview. He gave us the formula. High energy.
Hey, let's go.
It's a pleasure seeing your face. I've been rapping your song for ever. We have thank you for joining us, everyone. We have the legendary, the D.O.C, here with Let's Go Media, songwriter, rapper, businessman. What else we have for him, Mark Russ?
Just hip hop legend, hip hop culture. If you don't know, do your homework. And, to be honest with you, I'm 33 years old, so I didn't get the pleasure of living within that time frame of literally knowing D.O.C or growing up. But his pen and his music and the writing that you did inspired the 90s. And that's my class, that's my era, 90s and 2000. And, I recently kind of went through my own transition of going back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s, with hip hop and R&B, which I, prescribe anybody and everybody to do. But as I was in that journey, the D.O.C was constantly everywhere I looked until I finally found, your debut album and was just blown away. I made my own list of albums that I listened to at that time that inspired me. And definitely, both of your projects, to be quite honest with you, Helter Skelter, I felt like was definitely slept on, but inspired me to just, really do my research and do my due diligence. I know you kind of used to, Nori, and I see you did an interview with Vlad and, Steven Jackson and stuff like that. But, myself, again, 90s baby. So do your homework, y'all. If you don't know who the D.O.C is, I gladly advise you to do that.
Well, I don't have to do my homework. I'm not going
Nah.
I'm not going to disclose my age, but I was there. I was there. I want to get into because, we know the whole N.W.A era, and we know you were a pivotal part of that, especially with your songwriting. And then, like Russ said, you doing your own project. And once your individual project came out, that's when I knew that Rakim wasn't going to be my only favorite rapper when I heard you. Yes. Tell us a little bit about that, because, on the No One Could Do It Better album, were you part of N.W.A?
Well, kind of. I did the work, and those guys consider me, or at least some of them do. But if I'm being honest, they didn't consider me a part of N.W.A back then.
Yeah.
And I'm really not that kind of dude. I'm not a LA guy, and I wasn't a thug guy.
But you're West Coast because you're Dallas.
That's right.
I can say, yeah, you're West Coast because you're Dallas. So
West Dallas at that. So yeah, but I felt those was my guys, and we was together. And so whatever they was coming from, I was coming from. So in that sense, I was N.W.A.
That's right. And let me tell you one that does say that you were N.W.A, and make sure that you're not forgotten, and that's Ice Cube. I sat down with him, and I was doing this digging in the crates, and I was speaking with him and about his writing with N.W.A, and he made sure, don't you forget about the D.O.C. So, yep. So Cube is making sure that it's known.
He's a good man. He's a good friend. He's really the spirit of that N.W.A, early N.W.A music, Everybody played their part, but really, it was Cube's spirit that was in that music.
Yeah. I love to hear that. But your voice at the time was going to be the voice of the West. Like when I say we have funky enough, right? But then when we when when I put on that formula and it just came with high energy. Oh my God, it just blew me away. Like when you made that song, where was your mindset and where, like your thought process throughout when you listen to the lyrics? It's just, I don't know, where were you at that point in your life when you was making No One Could Do It Better album?
Yeah, I was just I really believed in myself. And so what you got was just that belief. That particular song, Dre came home. He was at the movies with Michelle, and they came home and he said, I had a daydream uh, on the way back that we did this song called The Formula
Wow.
to this Marvin Gaye beat.
That's crazy.
And he played me the song in the City Blues. And I stayed up that night and wrote the song. And so I thought about what was the formula that made me. And it's interesting you said Rakim because he was a part of the formula. High Energy was Run. Um, Flowing with the Wisdom is KRS-One.
Okay.
Mm.
Sense of a Rich Man. Sense of a Rich Man is Slick Rick. And Knowledge in the Rhythm is Rakim. And so those are the guys that I leaned on when I first started rapping to create who I was. And so that's why it came out like that. That was my formula.
That formula stuck with me for sure. And your
Yeah.
besides Rakim, when that song came out, that's the first time I went and grabbed a pen and a paper, put your cassette inside the cassette tape, and was doing fast forward, rewind, fast forward, because I had to write the lyrics. That's
Yeah.
why I like anywhere I go, somebody say rap a song or what. It's always the formula. Like that's my staple. You would think that that's my theme song. Like when I walk, you're gonna hear that behind me, okay? And from you giving that tidbit of information about you breaking the lyrics down per artist makes me love the song like so much more. Like that was gold you just gave me. Not only gold, like a precious diamond.
It's just, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And Russ, he wants to touch upon a little about how you feel about hip hop today.
Yeah, I think my question would be to you is, doing some research and catching up, I was really admiring some of the interviews that you did in the sense of hearing about the whole N.W.A story and about how the group, you kind of was in it and I understood what you were just saying, right? Kind of, but not really. And I kind of just wanted to ask, like, what's your perception on hip hop now in the sense of like people still trying to kind of do the group thing, even with the labels, or you got the Migos. You have different groups throughout hip hop that have had kind of peaceful transactions. Let's say Outkast, right? Big Boy kind of went on and still did his thing versus Andre still kind of just stepping away, not feeling the music as much. Your N.W.A situation. How do you feel about hip hop as a recent and kind of basically still doing the group thing and not doing the group thing?
Groups is the fundamentals. It's where it all came from. Is getting with your crew
Yeah.
and building. And some of those guys build faster than others. Some guys was made to do this and some wasn't. You outgrow people, but you always started with your clique, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody was together and building. And that's a unifying thing that hip hop brought to our communities back then. Um, but N.W.A and Eazy-E and that whole wave transitioned us to really to where we are right now. But because Easy was, in my humble opinion, Easy was the prototype for where the game went
Mm,
and where the game is today. These young guys are still trying to be Easy, the dope guy
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
that makes records and he don't care about nobody and he's uh, talks bad about the women in a certain way and it's unfortunate uh, that hip hop sort of stopped growing
Mm,
and stuck in this one spot. But I think we're in a moment in time where things are meant to change.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I tell Snoop all the time that the robbing, stealing, and killing, that time is past us. Now it's about love and laughing and healing. You know,
Yeah,
we're in a space where we need to get our shit together. Excuse my language. And I think that's the transition we're in.
Yeah.
So lyrics and individuality
Yeah.
and songs that are about something other than drinking and smoking and sex, I think we're in an age where those things are going to start showing up a lot more in culture,
Yeah.
and it's right on time, because where we are today in society, in politics, and just in general, we need to really figure out how to come together with our art and our culture
thousand
before we
percent.
lose it all.
Thank you for saying that because what I usually say too is that I think the younger generation, like how music was moving, it made them lose the ear for the sound, the ear for the music, and their ear is trained to something different than what we were trained with, in the past. So I'm thinking, gradually, like you said, as things go on, we could like reverse that a little bit. And I think
Mm,
that's why I gravitate to Kendrick a lot too, because I used to be in a position where I had to read the lyrics before they went out, and I was able to read his lyrics before I even heard his lyrics. So I was like, okay, this guy right here, he's something special because he's
Yeah,
saying something, he
yeah,
had something to
yeah.
say. And I think it became an era too where that's why it was the producer era again, because the artists weren't saying so much. So we were listening to the production versus what the artist was
Mm,
saying.
that's a
Um,
good point.
how do you feel about that?
yeah. We did a lot of partying. You know, you ain't got to say a lot when it's time to party. You want to drink it and smoke it and
Mhm.
dance it and kick it. But Kendrick, he is the prototype for the transition. Absolutely. Uh,
He mentioned,
and oddly enough, uh, Drake is a guy that made really good music you didn't have to be so negative. Although he he eventually just drifted to that space and stayed there. But his first stuff wasn't as dark and dirty, you know.
Mm,
And so but both of those guys are really good. But Kendrick is absolutely my go-to guy. He's sort of my favorite
yeah,
new guy. Um,
he
and
mentioned
if
you as well. He mentioned you as well recently. That he took a lot from you. I have to look up the interview, but I know Kendrick mentioned you as one of the people like who he molded his career around as well.
I could hear it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
And that was the right way to go.
Yeah, yeah, folks all the time.
D.O.C.
Continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, I tell people all the time, if I would have had the chance to continue to develop, he's probably what I would have turned into.
Mm,
Absolutely. I agree with
I
that.
can see it.
I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with that. And since you said that, going forward, I know there was talk about maybe you using the AI, which I think that's the only reason why you should use AI is Were you still looking at that direction to bring your original sound back, or
And I
say,
believe that AI is the devil. I think that there are plenty of ethical, practical uses for AI. I think the people that are going to use AI to get rich is scaring the hell out of everybody, trying
Mm,
to keep the folks away from it while they figure it out.
mm,
But we don't have time for that. Same thing with when the web first came around, the World Wide Web was going to destroy everything, and
mm,
none of our people got to turn into zillionaires and Zuckerbergs and all of these other kind of dudes because we
mm,
didn't have access.
Mhm.
And so I don't want to lose access because these folks are afraid. What God got coming to us, can't nobody keep it from coming. So I'm not scared of it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of practical application for AI. It's just the way that
It's
these
you.
folks are programming it
that's
and the
true.
way that they thinking about using it
Yeah.
is the
Mm-hmm.
wrong way. That's why I see folks all the time on the web saying the only reason that they would accept AI is if I used it. And that tells you there's a practical use for it.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to get more into it. But I'm not sure that the machine really wants me. I'm not. I'm not one that's gonna lead our people the wrong way. It's
Yeah,
not my. I'm just not built like that.
And that's why
So I don't know if the machine wants me to do it because it feels like they're doing everything they can to keep me from doing it.
I get that. And my thing is, that's exactly why I rock with you because just, you know, when you don't conform, it's usually a problem. But I think you're the prime and sole example on, like you said, using AI the right way because that album right there is one I will buy.
for sure.
Buy and listen to faithfully because I know you still have a lot to say. And over the years, have you continued to write for other artists?
I don't like writing for other folks as much because they fuck up my words all the time.
Mm.
I'm tired of that.
Not
Uh,
lyricist.
but
I,
I got a call from Mike Epps of all people a couple of days ago. Said he's thinking about doing some stuff and wanted to mess with me. I thought that was an interesting challenge.
I guess.
He wants to do a comedy album
Okay.
uh, that's with some dope MCing in it,
okay.
and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That's something that would be interesting to me.
I would like
But
something like that. Let's see what comes out of that.
but I started building a school here in Dallas.
Mm.
If anybody wants to learn more about what I'm doing in Dallas, go to doccares.org. The school is there. And so I'm trying to teach these kids through the verticals of gaming, music,
Oh, yeah.
the creator economy, and software development, the jobs of tomorrow. And some of those jobs include AI. So I'm trying to go back and get the rights to all of my old stuff and allow these kids to use AI and build AI using my stuff. So we're not stealing anybody's stuff. We're using mine. You
Yeah.
know, talking about building that new AI record. I want these kids to build it with me
Okay.
so they can learn as we go. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I can build my own army of young soldiers that know that space. So we don't have to worry. We don't have to lean on somebody else knowing everything and we don't know nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we don't have to sit back and allow them to make all the money and the progress. We can make the money and the progress. And I
Yeah.
tell these kids, you don't have to worry. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you money. You are money. All you
Mm.
need to do is learn how to use the tools to magnetize that money to who you are. And so, in line with that thinking, I'm trying to get a hold to all my old masters, own all that old publishing, so I can go to work with these babies and we can do something really incredible.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And I did
Best
go
of
to
luck to that.
the site and I put in my email, Russ. If you go in there too, you could put your email address in there because you could get a
For
lot of
sure.
information on your because you send out different information about what's going on with the school.
Yeah,
With
I haven't
the
sent out anything yet.
okay.
I'm just now sort of plugging in.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start creating new content. I'm gonna start recording new music
Oh,
with
that's great to hear.
with this voice.
Mhm.
I'm just, you know, I don't want to sit on the sideline no more. I'm going back to work.
We don't want you to.
Yeah,
We don't want you to. We need you in the game. We
I
need
think
you
for
it's
in
sure.
the
I
game.
think it's time.
Starting lineup.
I've been trying to put this movie into the machine for almost 2 years,
Mm.
and these folks are just, it's just tough.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
You know what? Wherever you need help, I've been in music for about over 18 years now, and I was over at Universal, and then I've been in the media side for about 6 years now. But you can reach out whenever you need help, I'm here to help. So yep. I'm opening up my arms, because I love
it's
everything
important.
that you are standing for. And because I have the same type of principles and stand for a lot of the same, and so does Mark Russ as well. So you could, reach out anytime.
Thank you.
You have our support. You have my support. You have Russ'
100%.
support. Yeah.
100%. And I feel like D.O.C. What you're kind of alluding to is some of the past, traumas and situations that you kind of been through in the industry. And that kind of led me to the next question I wanted to ask, in the sense of just, some of the trials and tribulations that you've been through financially, as far as the writing credits and things of that nature. In today's game, I feel like they're kind of going through similar situations. It's almost as if they haven't learned from your situation, as if they haven't learned from like a TLC, or maybe even like, other artists that have struggled with writing credits, with record credits, masters, publishing. What do you think attributes to that, in the sense of, people seeing people like yourself in unfortunate situation, and you're very open with it, right? You want to teach and you want to make sure that they don't make the same mistakes, but unfortunately it kind of seems like they still kind of struggling with the knowledge of the business of the music industry.
Bro, there's nothing new
Right.
uh, in the music industry. I am one of probably a zillion folks that's been done dirty. And the more you stand up, the more
Yeah,
they try to push you down. And so some of these guys, uh, they know what's going on, but they're not gonna say anything because it's gonna affect their pocket.
Yeah.
true.
And it's not my place to say anything negative about anybody. I'm a God dude. It's a God thing. It's not a D.O.C thing. And so
Hmm.
when he get ready for me to have it, I'm gonna have it, and that's what that is. Uh, the fact that I'm still here
Yeah,
after the journey I had to walk through is a testimony in itself. For me to get this mind back
for
That's
after
sure.
walking through all of those minefields is a testimony. And so, I'm gonna continue to allow him to lead, and I ain't gonna do too much bragging on him. And he said, wait till you get it. And then when you get it, tell everybody how you got it.
yeah,
So that's
that's
what I'm
right.
going to do.
Yeah,
That's
pass it
right.
on for sure.
It was such a pleasure speaking with you, and I'm so happy and thankful that you took time with us. Because, like we say, like you are a legend in the game, and
100%.
and I tell everybody when I play, if you don't know the D.O.C, you don't know hip hop.
I'm
Period.
blessed, dude.
I'd say that one more time.
I'm a blessed man. I got 4 beautiful children who love their daddy.
Awesome.
One of them with Erica Badu. So
I
I,
know. That's right.
so I must be kind of cold-blooded a little bit.
Yeah, because your daughter, does she do anything with music? Since both her
She
parents
does.
are like the legends in the game.
She
'Cause-
does. She's
okay.
really good at it. She's very good. She's a great writer. She
Okay.
has a beautiful voice, but she spends most of her time running around the world with her mama, and so she already rich. So she
Yeah,
ain't
that's right.
digging it.
But she has the best
But
of both worlds. If she has your pen, her mama's voice, and I mean,
That's
what else can
match
you
made in
ask
heaven.
for?
she go. She go.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Pleasure meeting you face to face now. I'm going to continue rapping the formula for forever. I told Mark Russ, I said, when I get on, I'm going to make the D.O.C rap it with me.
Mhm.
But it was a pleasure. Thank you for taking your time. Is it okay if you get Let's Go Media a quick shout out, a quick drop
Oh,
saying that I'm the D.O.C. I'm here with Let's Go Media. Okay.
this is the D.O.C, the man, the myth, with the gift. You are tuned in to Let's Go Media. And if
Yes,
you ain't
sir.
tuned into that, you ain't tuned in.
Hey,
Thank
there.
you so much, D.O.C.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much,
and an honor.
D.O.C. Have a
God bless you.
have a great rest of your evening.
God bless, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Much love.